Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. A lot of discussion around Monster Hunter Wilds, which its open beta test just wrapped up. And you know what? As far as the performance goes, I am much more happy about these performance issues becoming a glaring issue with the game instead of the game coming out and then developing into a glaring issue. And hopefully this is going to give Capcom enough time to, find their fixes and find everything wrong with the game as far as the PC version goes, and then get it up to snuff and get it at least at a suitable state. I do see there being some people being like, why are you bugging out about a beta? There's performance issues, it's an early build of the game, so on and so forth, it's still 3.5 months away, etc, etc. Well, there's a couple reasons for that. First of all, this isn't something that's all too surprising if you've watched my channel for a little bit. I uploaded a video on Monster Hunter Wilds' system requirements right when they dropped, and they were quite alarming right out the gate. Now, most people are not going to be nerds like me and look at system requirements the day a game gets revealed and the day the system requirements get posted and then, meticulously analyze them. But right away when I looked at the system requirements, there were issues and there was concern to be had right off the rip. And some of the specifications really do point towards what could be a larger issue in terms of porting games to PC system requirements, and everything like that. But for those of you that have such an allegiance towards the game, or it's running really well towards you, nobody is bugging out about these performance issues with the intent of hurting the game. We just want the best experience possible for the game when it does launch. And Capcom, let's be perfectly honest here, have not had the best track record when it comes to PC releases. They've had great PC releases, and then they've had Dragon's Dogma 2 literally earlier this year. This was earlier this year that Dogma 2 came out as a very mediocre PC version, so this is very much something worth bringing up. But yes, the game is still 3.5 months away, but it's worthwhile to talk about this now because the system requirements were already a glaring issue, and I brought that up when the game was posted as far as the pre-order goes. Not when it was revealed, but when the pre-orders were posted and then they did the big, reveal for the game. And there's a Steam community thread that already, you idiots do realize this is an earlier beta build, right? Capcom officially stated this beta is old and the game obviously runs better than this damn beta. What the hell is up with people saying that the game is going to be a mess when this beta is old as hell? Well, again, this is something worth talking about. And why do betas exist? It's to point out issues. It is to make sure that the game is at a suitable state when it comes out. But it is not just there's a bunch of problems. Don't worry, it's going to be fine in the full game, because we don't know that to be a fact. Nobody can know if that's a fact, that this game is going to be at a suitable state. And that still doesn't change the fact that these system requirements are not ideal. So let me go over the system requirements again for those of you that aren't completely up to date with it. Minimum is an Intel Core i5-10600 or an i3-12100F or an AMD Ryzen 5 3600. 16 gigs of RAM is minimum, GTX 1660, a Super or an RX 5600, and then, you might look at that and be like, hey, nothing too wrong with that. Minimum of a 1660, that's not a big deal. I'll go over one element of this in a little bit right after the recommended. Intel Core i5 11600 or a Core i5 12400 or a Ryzen 5 3600X or a Ryzen 5 5500. 16 gigs of RAM, a GeForce RTX 2070 or an RTX 4060 or an RX 6700 XT. For the basis of this argument, let's just take the RTX 4060 as it's the most recent GPU. A fairly recent GPU, mind you. It being recommended on a surface level should not be that crazy. It's a 4060, newer GPU, newer game, 4060 being recommended. It's a mid-level graphics card, not a big deal. So why is it alarming? Well, you might look at those things and at face value be like, oh, there's nothing wrong with this. It's when you look at the additional notes that it is a problem. I think there's a lot of people that just gloss over it, or they just don't even care about system requirements, and, it's not something that everybody is going to meticulously analyze. I get that. That's why I'm a nerd and I bring you guys these videos. Additional notes. For the recommended requirements, RTX 4060, the game is expected to run at 1080p 60 FPS with frame generation enabled under the medium graphics setting. A 4060 medium settings and fake 60 FPS. I hate saying fake 60 FPS. FrameGen has its issues. I've used FrameGen, and my experience with FrameGen has not been good. Maybe NVIDIA will make it better, but at this point, FrameGen as an experience from my experience, my user experience has not been that great. If you look at minimum, the game is expected to run at 1080p, upscaled from 720p resolution. Once again, AI technology, 30 FPS under the lowest graphics setting. This is where we get the issue, and this is why I think it is so important for studios to A, have multiple tiers of system requirements, and B, give more transparency with their system requirements, because not all minimum and recommended requirements are created equally. And I will give Capcom for this level of transparency, because it cleared to me months ago, or however long ago these pre-orders went up, that this game might have some issues with the PC version. To me, when I look at the recommended requirements, and it's an RTX 4060, 1080p medium settings, mind you, so 1080p medium, that is what they deem to be fit for recommended requirements. I think a lot of other people would disagree with that, but again, this is why we need that transparency on what recommended actually means. 1080p 60 FPS with FrameGen, to me that comes across as now we are using the AI technology, DLSS, upscaling, FrameGen as a crutch to not fully optimize these games. And that has been a point that I've seen a lot of people bring up in the past. This is not new. A lot of people months, a year ago, when they saw that games were implementing things like DLSS enabled, or this is for utilizing FSR, so on and so forth, that it could open the pathway for developers to, instead of using the AI technology, DLSS, FSR, FrameGen, all that stuff, as complementary to a game and game development and optimization, it is now being used as a crutch. And this is where you get into dicey territory of games are going to not be as well optimized because developers feel that they can use crutches like frame generation, which we all know at this point, DLSS is incredible, you guys. FrameGen is cool tech that hopefully will develop into being incredible, but to me it comes across very much as a crutch. And Wilds, while I think it's a good looking game, would I say it's a blowaway looking game? No, and it is a discussion worth having, because all I want is for this game to be worthwhile when it comes out in February of next year. Capcom to be very much well aware of these issues, and you know what, while I did a video calling out the system requirements months ago, I highly doubt anyone at Capcom saw that video, so it is what it is. But, you know, this should be made into a big deal. Do you guys want to spend $70 in February and get a game that's a dodgy port, that's a dodgy PC version? Nobody's trying to get that. This is legitimately going to be one of the biggest games of 2025. It may be outside of like COD and some of the other big titles, but among the top 3 to 5 game releases of the year. That is not hyperbole. That is how big I expect this game to be. But if it's a lackluster PC version, as a lot of people have experienced with the beta, that is obviously a major cause for concern. So I just wanted to bring all that up to you guys. I think those system requirements, especially, even within the vacuum of Monster Hunter Wilds, it's a little concerning, but really, I think if we get into this territory where every developer starts utilizing FrameGen, DLSS, FSR as a crutch, it could get into some pretty murky territory as far as PC optimization goes, and that, I feel like, deserves to get called out. But the game's gonna sell millions, and I'm not trying to crap on the game. Look, I don't even... Like, Monster Hunter isn't my favorite franchise in the world. Like, I don't care that much about it. Like, bro, Yakuza's coming out a week before Monster Hunter. You want to know what game I'm more excited about? It's effing Yakuza. However, this game, assessing its requirements, and I want every game to be well optimized. It's like, who gives a hell what I personally am excited for? I'm looking at the greater gaming context, and I feel like that's why this discussion is more so worth having. But that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. As always, thanks for watching. All right, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.